Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I was just making sure I had record on. Last time I was on here with Matt from King Parrot, and I hadn't hit record, so we had to do it again. Yeah.
I love young Matthew.
Yeah. So, how did you meet the guys from King Parrot? How did you?
I played a gig. I think I was touring with Down at the time, and Youngster came out and introduced himself, and we hit it off immediately. Such a sweet guy. All them guys. King Parrot, just a bunch of awesome, beautiful, beautiful fellas.
And very funny too.
Fucking hilarious. Jesus. A walking comedy show too. Yeah, agreed. But anyway, we met and it was great, and they wanted to work together, and we did just that. Signed them to my label. We did a couple records together, and we've toured together several times. I love those guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again, ready to go.
Yeah, I'm sure that's been a massive highlight to their career too, touring with you. So you're doing quite a few shows in Australia. Some have already sold out, which is really good to see. And then hitting New Zealand on the 26th and 27th of this month. So last time you were in New Zealand was what year? Like 96 or something? 94? Is that right?
No. I think I've been back with Down somewhere in those 2000s. I mean, I had to meet Matty, in the 90s. He was, 13 or something like that.
Yeah, a few fans have actually said, ask him if he's bringing Down back to New Zealand. Is that going to happen in the future? Or?
Nah, I mean, not right now. But the best news I could say about Down is everybody's getting along. Everybody's still friends. And everybody knows that it's there. It's there when it's time. When put it this way. Right now, Pepper's touring with COC, Kirk's and Crowbar. Jimmy's touring with I Hate God, so everybody's there. It's just a matter of us, getting this, I don't know, finding some time and to get together and jam again. But, it'll happen.
Because it's not uncommon for guys that have been in the music industry as long as you have, to have more than one band. Like, you've got quite a lot going on, and, so that's good to see. So you're coming over here with the Illegals. What can fans here expect to see at shows? Like, is it going to be pretty rowdy, or?
Well, it's become a different animal for me altogether, really, because the Illegals was really, we were meant to be just like a noisy grindcore, death metal, black metal, hybrid. Just to play, we started the Illegals to play extreme music. Right. And then it was really almost this time last year, we were getting ready to go on tour, and I found out that Vinnie Paul had died from Pantera, my drummer. And that was heavy, it was unexpected, and terribly sad. And at the same time, a lot of people started hitting me up about revisiting the old Pantera songs. And see, that's something that in the past, the Illegals, we would mess around with maybe one or two songs just for fun. But, after Vince died, there was for the first time in my life, I think it felt necessary to go back to those songs. And I never thought I'd be putting these guys, the Illegals, awesome group of guys, beautiful group of musicians, humble, down to earth, and talented. I never thought I'd be asking them to learn an entire set of Pantera music, but they did, and they understood the urgency. And what that has done now has brought a lot of people that normally probably wouldn't like the Illegals music, just to be straight up and real about it. It's noisy to them, and it is. I mean, it takes, it's your taste. It's your taste in music, or, So all of a sudden now I'm seeing a lot of young faces out there. I mean, I'm old as fuck.
I'm nearly as old as you. I'm nearly caught up.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm seeing people my age and older, and then youngsters as young as, in their early or middle teens at the show. Right. And they for sure had never had a chance to experience Pantera before. And I gotta say, I couldn't have scripted this and how it would all happen, but right now it's a very different show because playing the old Pantera songs brings an entire new dynamic to the situation, and the crowds have been nutso. They've been insane, man. It's been fucking super unbelievable.
That's awesome to hear. Hopefully the New Zealand crowds are that good this time. So you grew up in New Orleans.
I did.
Knows that. What was that like? Like, were you in bands at high school? Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah. I did all that stuff. I did gigs with my local band, just little garage bands. Yeah. Fuck, man, in New Orleans I played with.
Are you still friends with the guys that you were in those bands with?
Some of them, I've known Kirk from Crowbar since I was like 15. He was 15, 16 years old. Wow. So him and Jimmy Bauer and Pepper Keenan, I grew up with all those guys, and we're all still very good friends. So, there's a handful of them. And how did the guys, you can't say again.
Sorry, I was going to say, like, you were only 19 when you joined Pantera and, shot to fame.
I was 17.
17, were you? God, that's even younger. So how did the kids, like, at high school that were in those bands with you, like, kind of deal with that? Were they, like, happy for you, or did you get a lot of shit, or...?
What, like, going to high school?
Yeah, like, the guys you were in the bands with at high school, like, when Pantera shot to fame, how did they take that? Were they, like, happy for you, or...? Did you get a lot of...
Well, that's an interesting thing. I had moved to Texas in 1987.
I love Texas. I was over there 2 years ago. Awesome place.
Yeah, it's all right. But most of my friends were very happy for me, but they all, they know that it takes hard work and dedication, and that's absolutely what it took, But what's interesting about that, and a lot of people ask me, what the hell is this song Walk about, the old Pantera song? And it's really, that song is about the people that expected me to come home behaving like a rock star or some shit like that. And really, that's not the case. You just want to visit your old friends, and I'm the same guy. And, the song Walk is I guess it's my, what's that Leonard Skinner song? Am I losing? Something like that. Yeah, they got one similar to that.
Excellent. So, New Orleans is full of haunted houses, I hear. Is that what kind of got you into your love of horror films at all?
Well, perhaps, but I grew up in front of the little, the tiny little black and white TVs. I don't know how many inches or whatever, but they were fucking small. But I grew up watching the Twilight Zone and all the monster weekend shows and fucking the horror. They used to have a horror program called the Sunday Morning Movie. It sounded easy and innocent enough, but man, they would show some awesome underground flicks that I still love to this day. So that was a big influence, and my mother loved a lot of the old horror stuff, and she was a big influence for me with all that stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think with the old horror films too, it's the art involved as well. They were so creative, before the days of computer technology. That's why I can't.
Hey, I think they're fucking 10,000 times better, the old stuff.
Definitely, I agree with you. So have you seen the movie The Frighteners that was filmed in New Zealand at all? It had Michael J. Fox in it.
Actually, yeah, I hated it.
Did you?
I didn't like it that much. But I will say this: I am a big Peter Jackson fan. His early stuff.
Yeah, he's done some good stuff, hasn't he? Yeah, there's a few good Kiwis out there. Yeah, Frighteners was filmed in Littleton, which is in Christchurch, where you're coming. Yeah, I just had to.
Hey, there's some great Kiwis out there. There's some great Kiwis out there. So like, I think Squizzy from King Parrot is a New Zealander.
Yeah, I think he
and
is too, actually.
And I think a couple of the guys from Portal are from New Zealand.
Yeah,
they're good friends of ours. So yeah, I'm with you on the Kiwi thing. Go Kiwis, go!
Hey, so like I work with a lot of young metal bands in New Zealand. You know, kind of help them out and put on local gigs and that kind of thing. Started doing that after we had the earthquakes here. So I know you would have had a lot of advice from people. I know Lemmy was quite a big influence for you, and he gave you advice when you were younger. Is that true? Or?
Very true.
Yeah,
yes, it was.
So if you could give some young New Zealand metal bands some advice, what would you say to them? And like I know it's different now because they've got the internet. I think a lot of young bands rely on Facebook and the internet to promote their bands, but I'm a believer that, you know, old school promotion, face to face, getting out there, getting your flyers up, doing, you know, lots of gigs, still works the best. Would you agree with that? Or?
I agree with your take on it. I like things done the old school way myself. But really, if I was going to impart with any knowledge or advice for young bands, and I'm talking about not your one-man band or two-man bands. I'm talking about a group of guys, maybe 4 guys or 5, that are trying to be productive together. I think, and this is just my experiences, communication is tops.
Yeah,
you got to be able to talk about anything and everything with your bandmates. You got to criticize with love. And you got to criticize to want your bandmates to be better, and you got to take criticism where where you yourself have to improve. And I think communication and this is coming from me. Whether youngsters will take it or not, that's on them. But you don't start playing music to get to booze, to get to sex, or to get to drugs. Those 3 things, they're always there.
Yeah.
It's always there. Sex is always there. The drugs and booze, they're always there.
Yeah.
Stay away from them.
Yeah.
Learn from my mistake.
Yeah.
Learn from me. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's all the shit that comes with
it. Stay away from it.
Yeah, and I think it's like keeping the band separate from friends as well, like have a big fight but still be able to get on that stage together and perform. I think a lot of bands, you know, stuff up by doing that, by just falling out too easily, because it isn't easy.
Well, yeah, it's like if you hold something inside too long, then it becomes a guessing game, and you start thinking, well, they must be saying this about me. They must be thinking this about me. Yeah. They must be. And instead of all that introspection, you may as well cut to the chase and go just talk to the person, lay everything out on the table, and be straight up with each other, you know? Get it done good and right.
That's great advice. Thank you for that. Hopefully a lot of people listen to this. Well, as you can see, I'm a Guns N' Roses fan. This is the gun room where I interview bands here. And you did a show with Duff back in 2006 with the surviving members of Alice in Chains, the Decades Live show, if that's correct. Are you good mates with Duff? Like, do you still?
He's one of the coolest, most down to earth motherfuckers out there, man. Look. when you talk about when I talk about cool people, man, Duff has got to be right up there with like all the guys in Black Sabbath. They're fucking down to earth and cool as shit, man. And I could keep going on and on. Everybody, but look, Duff is smart. He's got his shit together. He's so look. You couldn't have picked a better guy to be fanning out on.
Yeah,
because
I was lucky enough to meet him last year or the year before when he came to New Zealand, and he's a lovely dude. Yeah, didn't get to interview him, but maybe next time.
Super nice guy, huh?
Yeah, definitely, and his daughters are beautiful. He's a real family man, I hear. I have read his book, It's So Easy and Other Lies. Did you read that at all? Or I guess you don't need to if you're his good mate.
Nah, I don't really read rock books.
Yeah, because you did have one in the pipelines, didn't you, an autobiography, and pulled the pin on it.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I believe me. Look, I've got offers still out there with major book dealers or whatever. I put it this way: if I can squeeze 10 more years out of this carcass, maybe I'll consider it. But like right now, it's like, man, if I was gonna really do a book and tell the absolute truth about certain things, I don't think it's the right time right now. Give me 10 years, man, and I might do it.
The best might be yet to come. Who knows?
You never know. Hey, it's true. It really is true.
Well, thanks heaps for talking to me. It's been really good. And I hope everyone's got their tickets to the Thrash Blast Grind tour that's happening in New Zealand this month. You can get your tickets from Under the Radar, and I'm sure Phil wants to see everyone there as well. Yeah, so I'll see you on the night, I guess. I'm coming to both shows, so yeah, should be good.
I love it. I think it's great. Come say hi to me, man. I'll remember your face.
I might get your signature next to Duff's, if that's okay.
Ooh, yeah, man, I'll do it. Let's do it for damn sure. Absolutely.
That sounds awesome.
I love it. You're a sweet person, and you seem to. Well, we seem to have a lot in common as far as, you know.
I'm not a journalist.
Say again?
I said I'm not a journalist. I'm just a normal person asking questions I want to hear. So I think that makes a difference.
And I'm not. And you know what? I consider myself just another fan, man. I really am. I'm just a music fan. You know, I can't help it if I'm beautiful and talented, but
somebody has to be.
It's a joke
at the end of the day. And I like the fact that you like The Cure as well. What's your favourite Cure song?
Oh, I'll tell you my favorite album. It's 17 Seconds. And I also love Faith. They're older records, but to me it's like they're the most classic, you know. The Cure is fucking awesome. I love all kinds of music, and I think it doesn't have to be heavy metal to be heavy. Case in point, look at Nick Cave. Jesus Christ.
Good music is good music.
A+.
Hey? And do you like Faith No More? Are you a Mike Patton fan at all?
My wife likes them. You know, I think they're.
Okay. I'm a fan too. I just had to ask that. Okay. Nothing else you want to say to fans in New Zealand before I?
Oh shit! Yeah, man. I love all y'all. Come on out, and we're gonna thrash, blast, grind, and then we're gonna dip in. We're gonna dip into some old school bird finger flipping Pantera motherfucking songs, and we're gonna throw down, and the goddamn ground will shake. Bring it on.
Can't wait. And are you gonna watch the local bands that are playing? Will you have time to?
Yeah, I always try and watch them, but it depends on press and shit like that. You know, it's like, Phil, come do this. I'm like, oh Jesus. So I'm gonna try to look and listen to every goddamn band I can possibly listen to, because you know, I'm telling you, I've been going through a dry spell, man. I need something new in my life.
Oh, I think you'll love the Kiwi bands. We've got Just One Fix and the Heathen Collective up in Auckland, and Decimated King and Extorted in Christchurch. They're all excellent guys, great bands. I'm sure you'll love it.
I can't wait to meet them, man. I love it. I think I don't know who's cooler, the Kiwis or the Aussies, man. I get along with them both.
No-brainer, it's the Kiwis, without a doubt.
I hear you, sister.
Well, you have a great day, Phil. I better not hold you up any longer. I'll get in trouble. But yeah, I'll see you in a few days, I guess.
Damn straight, woman. Much love to you, and I'll meet you, in about a week or so.
Yay, can't wait.
All right, sister. Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.